everyone, I've got a different sort of video for you guys today. As you can see, I am playing Super Mario Maker. More so, I just want to show off 2 levels that I've created based on Kingdom Hearts. So let's get into it. I've got both these levels are based off Destiny Islands, the beginning of the game. I've got one, as you can see, called Plot and one called Land. So this first one here, Plot, I tried to base off of, you know, the events that happen when you dive into the Awakening and you actually fight some Heartless and you know, actually see your friends. So I'm going to run through this level first, and then I'll do it again, and I'll kind of point out what I was trying to hit on with some of the features. Alright, so did you guys catch any of those little hints that I tried to make at the original Kingdom Hearts? I mean, translating into a Mario game, it is kind of hard to, you know, actually see these things. So I guess, you know, if you're a true fan, then you may have caught the references. But I'll run through it again and try to, like, point out what I was intending things to be. So right off the bat, this big drop here is supposed to be like in the opening scene when Sora falls through the sky and then the ocean. And then we start the beginning in the, you know, the Awakening area. And these 3 items here are supposed to be our shield, the sword, and the magical staff. So obviously you're supposed to only be able to pick one, but in Mario you're able to get 2 of them if you pick the helmet. So that's the first room where you fight the Heartless, and the falling blocks were supposed to be simulant of the top area breaking, because that's what happens in the original. And then that one with the doors is when you're learning how to open a treasure chest. That's what that P block was, making the door solid. And then you're warped outside and you see your 3 friends, which are Selphie, Wakka, and Tidus, which are the 2 Koopas and the Piranhas. So then after that you go back down and you're fighting more Heartless, or Goomba in this case. And this little land here is representative of the save that you get right before you fight the dark side. The dark side here is obviously Baby Bowser. And I wanted this fight to be easy, so I included a POW block. That little darkness thing is because in the actual game you fall into a pit of darkness at the end of that fight. And then the Dry Bones and the Wiggler are supposed to be Riku and Kairi, and this is when you're running across the beach and the logo pops up, which is in coins there. So then, you know, your objective in Kingdom Hearts is to find the stuff for your rafts, which is what this area is here. You're supposed to be going through and looking for the stuff that you need. And after you find your stuff, you're allowed to face your friends. This is supposed to be Selphie and her jump rope, a chain chomp jump rope. This is supposed to be Tidus. And then Wakka is a hammer bro because he actually throws things at us. He throws his blitz ball. Hammer bro throws hammers, obviously. And then after you beat them all, you're supposed to be able to fight all 3 of them at once, so that's what this room here is. And then you can follow them up by facing Riku. I wanted Riku to be a little bit harder, so I put a little shell on the hammer bro. So he's supposed to take like 2 hits. So this is the next day. That's what the little celebration is. And then the next thing that you got to do in the beginning of the day is you have to race Riku, and that's what this is supposed to be. Riku is this mushroom, and you have to race him to the star-shaped tree and then all the way back to the start. So simple enough, but that's what that is. And then once again, you're supposed to be finding supplies for the trip that you guys are going to go on. And one of the things you need to find is in the secret place, the little cave. So this is the door in the secret place, and then these plants are supposed to be the hooded figure, Ansem or Zane or whatever you want to call him. And then this is supposed to be Kairi and the raft that you guys built together. So after that, this area is when Destiny Islands is in darkness and taken over by the Heartless, which afterward you end up fighting the dark side again, which is another Baby Bowser. Come on, give me some space. Shit. And, well, obviously, you know, you just go through that tube, and that's the end of the world. I don't think I need to replay the level just for that last little ending bit. So now the second one I made, here's the ID code. You can see it right there. I can't actually highlight it, but I've got it up on the screen in case you guys want to try it out for yourself, which I recommend you do. The next one is Destiny Islands, parentheses, land, because I basically just try to recreate the island and not worry about any of the story points. So we start up on the bridge with this Koopa is supposed to be Tidus, I added this little thing right here so you can kind of have like a little bonus thing. Okay, maybe there's lives and question blocks. It's a little thing you can do just because there isn't much to this area. So here's the ladder to go down. This Koopa here is Selfie on the dock. The bridge is supposed to look like a dock. I don't know how well I did. And obviously down on the bottom, the yellow bricks are supposed to be the beach. This here is supposed to be Waka. This thing here is the entrance to the secret place. Now this is supposed to be the cave drawing of Sora and Kairi, and he draws the Paopu fruit, which is the star. And then I wanted you to be able to come in here for something, so I added that. Once again, the door and the plants representing Ansem is there. And then obviously, you know, you can, just like in the Destiny Islands, there's this big tree and you can climb it, and there's a little area that you can go into and get one of the items. I think it's the cloth or something like that. So I just added some bricks. So moving on, we've got this little thing here, which is supposed to be the little shack that you can go into. So this door obviously just takes you up, because that's all it really does in the game. These donuts are supposed to be the bridge going to, you know, Riku's island. Obviously this is supposed to be Riku. I actually made him a bigger guy, that way he didn't look, you know, look a little bit more threatening. And I wanted this to be kind of like a puzzle, in case you didn't really want to fight him. You could just, you know, have a little trick to get out. Oops. Damn it, now I gotta do it again. So this is supposed to be the door on the edge of the island with Kairi, this Koopa here. And then that allows you to the backside. So this Koopa is supposed to be Riku, where you race him. So these are the bridges that you can race across. This Goomba you're supposed to use in order to get up into that little hole where the protect chain is. But I find it's easier if you just... Wow, I completely missed. Throw them up in there and the life will come down. So this is that watchtower that you can go up. And then the zip line is this blue thing. So obviously this is the edge of the level because you can't go any farther. So this is that thing that you can climb up to get to the trees when you're doing your race, which is this tree here. So I'm actually going to go back down first. Here's the raft with this Koopa representing Kairi. So yeah, that is that. So in the race, you've got to touch this star-shaped tree and then run back to the beginning. So I have this in here so you can get the star. Come on. That way we can run back to the beginning, like you're in the race with Riku almost. And go through that door. That door takes you to the end of the flag. It just poops you right out on top. So that's the level. What do you guys think? I don't know. It's kind of hard to construct something in a Mario level based off another game, and I totally just failed there on that Koopa. But anyways, that's the two levels that I wanted to show off. Let me know what you think. If you guys know of any other cool levels that are based on other things, like I've seen a couple of Zelda ones out there. If you guys know of any, shout them out. Throw them in the comments so I can be sure to check them out. Then again, there is that ID for this course if you want to check it out for yourself. And please do, and please give me a star, because both of these courses actually took me a little while to create. It may not look like it, but I tried to make them as authentic as I could. So, I'm all done here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah, have a good one.